Oh guys, holy damn, look at this. This is completely frozen here. So magical. This honestly is predestined that you break your legs.
Good morning, my dear friends. Long time no see. Well, for you it doesn't feel like that. For me it does. I came back from Japan. It was an extraordinary holiday trip. It was just amazing. Now I'm on my way. It's actually very soon, 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm halfway through on the way to the Gaulihut, which is near Innertkirchen in Switzerland. Rather a long hike today, approximately 25-26 kilometers, something like that. I'm not 100% sure, simply because this is a recommendation of a friend of mine, and he's like a crazy mountaineer, has been all over Switzerland and the world, and they recommended this hike. So I'm very curious how it is. Should be very terrain that is changing a lot and has to offer also a lot, so I'm really curious how it will be. But first a pit stop, you know, some caffeine that I need and some just flavored water to start hydrating, because stupid me forgot to drink water after waking up at home. So yeah, well, let's see about the weather conditions. I hope it will open up, because at the moment it looks like this. But yeah, let's see. The weather forecast is actually saying that we should have sunshine for 8 hours. I doubt that a little bit now that I'm seeing this. But yeah, let's hope. That's all I can do. But it will be cold though. So like approximately between 0 and 5 degrees or even less. Wow, this looks absolutely amazing. I'm just a little bit worried, honestly, that I might have underestimated the temperature, because in the car it's showing me now that it is outside -1, and I didn't bring any merino underwear, like an underlayer for my legs, so I might need to be fast to keep myself warm. Finally arrived. Unfortunately it's already 8 o'clock, so I have to speed up, because the whole hike should take me without any breaks, I think approximately 8 hours. And that might then already be late, because the sun is getting down, it's getting dark. But look at this. I mean, it's absolutely stunning here. It's crazy. It is cold. It's -1 indeed. So I feel a little bit cold. But honestly, as long as I move, it should be fine. There's only one car, so should be pretty alone. But I have to keep going now because I'm getting cold and I need to warm up myself. It's gonna be a nice day. Enjoy the trip with me. See you later. Hopefully. And as promised, here we are on the trail. Oh boy. I always know it happens, but I'm never expecting it somehow, even though I have done it a million times.
But after a longer period, when you didn't do a hike, and that was the case now for me because of my vacation that I had where I was in Japan, and then weather conditions that are changing, meaning it's simply colder. We have proper winter now in Switzerland where it's -1 degrees. No snow yet, it's dry, but still it's different. And every time I'm like, yeah, sure, let's go. Crazy hike, long one, high altitude, whatever. And yet, every time I can feel that I'm not prepared, or somehow my endurance isn't there where I'm expecting it to be. Excuse me also if you see me tearing up today a lot, because it is quite cold. And unfortunately, this is one side effect, well, the only one I have, since I lasered my eyes, that when it's cold conditions, I have more tears in my eyes. So excuse me for that if it looks like as I'm crying. I promise you I'm happy. Everything is fine. But yeah, I cannot be happier than being again in such a surrounding. I mean, it's absolutely stunning to be here. Sun is out, yet cold, but just, it's good for the soul, you know, and I need it at the moment. Whoa guys, holy damn, look at this. That's an avalanche, a small one. Wow! I did not expect that. Now imagine you're crossing there somewhere and it just comes down like this. That shows once again how dangerous this sport can be, hiking and climbing. Please be aware. First snow and then yet it's getting warm again. That's dangerous terrain. So please stay safe out there. I'm so sad that I only had the chance now to come over here, because all the trees lost their leaves already and they are all on the ground. Imagine how beautiful the colors were in yellow and orange and red a couple of weeks ago. Ah, too bad, but so grateful to be here. I have to admit, I was not prepared for this. I don't know why, but today somehow I feel weak and lack of stamina, and it's quite steep from the beginning on. I mean, it's going up. It doesn't look like on the camera, but it's quite steep. Oh boy, today it's difficult. I don't know why. So yeah, we'll be fine. The views are once again simply spectacular. Ah, it cannot get better. Thank you, Switzerland, for being as beautiful as you are. Every time I come out to the nature, I can reconnect and get energy back, no matter what is going on in life. I just passed a hunter, like fully equipped hunter with obviously a rifle, but also like camouflage clothes and everything. And honestly I pooped my pants in the first second. So I was like, wait a minute, am I in an area which is a hunting area? Because then I wouldn't be allowed to be here, because it would be damn dangerous, especially if I don't have any flashy clothes on me, which I don't. He was like, yeah, it is, but it's not one that is where it's forbidden to walk through. So it's not like one of these dedicated hunting areas where you literally are not allowed to go through because it's simply too dangerous for you if you're not a hunter. But yeah, this looks cool. Wow, there is some stone stuff, like some ruins and such, like some old buildings, I guess. Shelter. That looks amazing. Also there you can see a house. That could be interesting to come here and put the tent on and spend the night. And you need to keep that in mind. Damn, right now I nearly fell really bad. I was like, but this is just wet. Why is this so slippery? And I didn't realize until I fell nearly 3 times. It's frozen. Look at this. This is completely frozen here. I'm not equipped for frozen paths. I don't have any spikes with me, nothing. Let's see how it goes. And here we have it. You can go to the Dossenhütte, or you can go to the Gaulihut. To the lake Mattenalpsee, it's 2 hours, and to the hut itself, it's 3 hours. And here we have the first small fields of snow. They're quite frozen, which is good, yet you have to pay attention where you're standing because you can slip down. Not severely, but still. Just be aware how it looks like beneath and what are you actually doing. But it's really nice. And I'm honestly so happy when I can finally be in the sun, because it's starting to get a little bit cold. I also have my gloves on, simply because my hands honestly are always the biggest problem that I have. Keep pushing, and very soon we should be at the first beautiful lake out of 2 or 3, I'm not really sure how divided they are, that we should be able to see today and enjoy. Fortunately, I'm also progressing rather slow, because you have sections like here where you have quite some snow. Even though it's frozen, you have pretty big gaps between the rocks, like here or here. And this was all the path, and in between it really goes a little bit like down. So in case you would slip in such a small opening, you can break your leg or ankle. So I really need to progress slowly and safely. So I'm getting a little bit anxious right now, because this is such a long hike, and I was not expecting it to have here already some snow, to be honest, which means I started my hike at approximately 8 o'clock in the morning, I think. I couldn't start earlier, Unfortunately, even though I wanted to be here at 7, but that didn't work out. And the sun is setting at approximately 6 o'clock. And most likely, if I'm gonna do the full tour, the full round, which is like 22-23 kilometers, I might be completely in the dark when I have to go this exact path back. And as you see, with all the snow, the frozen parts and all the openings where you can injure yourself, not super ideal. Yet I have a torch with me, so that should hopefully be fine. But yeah, if I have a bad feeling, I'll simply turn around after the lakes and not go to the hut, because the hut is anyway not open. So, keeping you posted. But first, I have to go up this section here. And here you see, Switzerland is warning you that normally the path goes through here, which is dangerous because of this part here, which has some avalanches happening since 2021, and therefore they have like an alternative path. So I guess this is the reason. You see how it comes down here and then causes down here problems, because this normally would be the path where you have to go through. So instead you're going this way. Look there. So magical. That makes me so happy. It's the first time this year that I see them. Finally. The ibexes. Love them. That makes me super happy and gives me like new energy to continue. So right now we reached the Holzpfad Girmi. It's at 1,850 meters, and this way up here, so this way there, you can go directly to the Gaulihut, or you can go this way here, as you can see here, and Innertkirchen is where I came from. But this way, where I'm going now, you can also go to the Mattenalpsee, and that is one of the goals of today, to reach this lake. But I have to honestly say, I have to assess the situation every meter again and again, because it's really getting dangerous here in terms of everything is frozen. The path is frozen. I don't have any crampons with me. I mean, the big ones will be overkill, but the smaller ones to put over my shoes. And when you have sections with snow, it's fine, but sometimes you don't, and you're kind of trying to navigate on blank ice, which is extremely dangerous. I nearly fell a couple of times, and that's exactly how you can injure your knee, your legs, whatever, and that's nothing you want to do here. Probably, if I can do this, I'll take you to the lake. We'll go all together to the lake, and then most likely I will turn back home. Yeah, and returning here when it's summer again. I really have the feeling that today something wants to tell me to not continue, or something wants to make it impossible for me to continue and to give up. Because what just happened is my shoelace was open, so I went down to lace it up again, if you say it this way, and unfortunately my water bladder, which is inside, I think you call it the water bladder. In any case, that thing inside that contains the water, you know, to drink from here, was somehow open. And I have absolutely zero clue how this happened. Maybe through the movement, the upper part that is sealing it slipped off. I have no idea. So as I went down, nearly 1 liter or 1.5 liter went into my bag, and something started dripping on my back and my shoulder. I was like, eh, what is this? And first I thought it's like a small bottle that I had, which I basically emptied and I put it on the top. That is this. And then I opened it and everything was wet in there. Like my down jacket, some electronical stuff, just simply the food, everything. And I only have approximately 1 liter of water left. So I'm trying to reach now the sun, which hopefully back there will come soon. Well, I'm thinking since like 2 hours it will come soon, but somehow it doesn't. And I really would love to reach at least one of the lakes, and then most likely I will turn around, because I don't know, my gut feeling tells me somehow that today is not the day. And you know, sometimes stuff like this happens, and then you simply have to listen to yourself. I just came now from a rather steep section, as you see behind me, and finally I think I can see the first destination of today that I wanted to reach. And first we have to go down here. Everything down here, and then I guess we can go up, and there, behind that turn, I think is the lake. And finally the sun! Ah, I'm so happy to get some warmth and to warm up and to dry everything that is wet at my back and in my backpack. This is so cool this year. I bet during summer you can have a nice bath here and cool down a little bit. And here you have like some sort of a, how do you call them again? Grot? This is indeed very interesting terrain, and I'm not really understanding yet fully what all of this is, because you also have some very modern buildings. I think you have a dam there, and like here for example you have a lot of, well, non-natural building stuff where the water is coming out, so I'm pretty sure it's a dam that they build. Super interesting. I mean, this is what I mean, for example. You see there? So I guess that's where the water comes out and then flows here. This is nice. You have like a full tunnel here, and the water coming out from there is just magnificent. That truly is a special place. But now I have to find out where I can cross. Ah, there's the sun. Look who's here. Finally. The sun Oh my god, that's such a good feeling. Love it. You still have a little bit to go around a corner, and then there should be the lake. But all of this is like wow. And the only problem I have is always these frozen paths here. You see? They're slowing me so down because you constantly need to watch out where you're stepping, find other paths, stones, mud, snow, where you can put yourself to not break like a leg or a knee. Otherwise I would have been here way faster. But super interesting terrain. I bet during summer this is an absolutely wonder world. This is absolutely amazing. I mean, here you have such a beautiful view. And behind me you have the dam. And I bet like a very nice lake. So I'm really looking forward. And you're surrounded everywhere by these beautiful mountains. It's just amazing. Yeah, was worth it to push through here. Even though today somehow I didn't feel whatsoever to come here. But this is pure energy again. Ah. I made it to this amazing lake. Just looks magnificent. And the other side looks like this. Also simply stunning. But because I'm a little bit short on time, I will not have a break here because I want to push a little bit further, because there apparently should be a second lake, and I'm eating while walking. In case I see that the terrain is too difficult or like too snowy or icy or whatever, I will turn around because I don't want to walk back this path when it's completely pitch black, even though I have a torch with me. So let's see how it goes. Do you see them? There's so many of them. It's amazing. Obviously when I came they started running away. Wow. Still standing here and just enjoying the view. But I'm also still debating with myself if I should continue or not. To the next lake, until I see it, I have approximately, according to my offline map, like 1.5 hours. And by then it probably will be like, say 3:30, 4 o'clock PM. That will be then dark. And what you also have is a lot of ibexes, like everywhere here around, and I have to go these paths. And from time to time some stones are coming down, so you really have to pay attention how it looks like and how dangerous it can be. Here where I am, it's absolutely safe, and I mean it looks just stunning with this in my back. But over there, I'm not so sure, honestly. I don't know, my gut feeling is telling me I should turn around and go back where I came from. I will probably do that and return another time when the conditions are a little bit better. I mean, they're fabulous, but when I simply have more time and when there is not so much snow and especially ice, because this slowed me down quite a bit. Should have been here probably like 2.5 hours earlier. Yeah, this is definitely it for me. I have to cross like a section where there is a small waterfall, and the majority is frozen where my path should be. And this is exactly what I was talking about. I mean, look at here, for example. And also on this side here, everything there is frozen, everything up here is frozen, everything up there is frozen. And it looks way easier to cross than if you're standing actually here. Down there also everything is kind of frozen, so problem is I cannot even jump to make it, because I most likely would break my leg, my ankle, my knee, something. And this is just too dangerous. And this is just the beginning of the T4 section, because up until now it was a T3 hike, an easy one, but now begins the T4 section, and you don't want to have that when it's wet, let alone when it is frozen. So unfortunately, yeah, I'm kind of searching for a path where to cross. Up there I see something, but I would need to go quite a little bit up there. It's just too dangerous. And honestly, if it is like this here, I'm not so sure how it will be back there. Well, sometimes you're lucky and sometimes you're not, and you have to turn over. This is the sign for me. I will go back and check in with you guys from time to time. I will definitely come back here to this hike probably next summer and experience then the full round of the 20 to 25 kilometers, depending which one you take. Absolutely stunning here. See you a little bit later. Safety first. We have quite a wind now. Snowfield. We have quite a wind now, and as I told you that like half of my water bladder, because it opened up, like the water went everywhere in my backpack, and also wetted completely my back and my pants where my ass is, and also my underwear. And now with the wind, honestly, I can feel it. So I think that's another wise decision, because I started to feel it back there, that I got pretty cold. Funny thing is, while walking over here, I didn't feel it whatsoever, but I was kind of safe from the wind. But here, where I'm completely exposed, and the section back there is completely exposed from now on, I most likely would have gotten like an inflammation or something, and that wouldn't be good. So hypothermia could be a problem, or would have been a problem potentially if I would have continued, because even though I'm in the sun, it's -1 degrees, and now I have to return even to the shadow section again. So yeah, I need to move fast. Pardon me that I can't record too many things from now on, because I can really start feeling it, and honestly I don't want to get sick. That would be really bad. In the end, it's many small signs that are telling me, turn around, come back another time. Rather safe and sound than sorry. So yeah. You see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. I'm supposed to go down here, and it's quite steep. And look how frozen it is. This honestly is predestined that you break your legs. God damn it. And if you have then to go such a path when it's pitch black, and you have many such paths where I came from, even with torch, nope, that wouldn't be good. I think by now you can understand why I'm turning back. and looking for another hike. That's a funny story. I just met two French guys because where I parked my car I saw like a French car. So I was like, oh okay, cool, I'm at least not alone. We crossed the path and they came from the path where I wanted to go, but they did sleep there. So they had an overnight and did everything in 2 days. And yeah, they said it was extremely dangerous. They also wished that they didn't do it because the way back was way more dangerous than even the path to the lakes. So yeah, I think it was a wise decision to turn around and not risk it this time. But next time I will definitely see the Gaulisee, and I'm really looking forward to it. And one thing they specifically said, so they had these these La Sportiva boots, which are for very high altitude and very cold conditions, that you can like kind of zip up and then they are completely waterproof. And they said if they didn't have like the spikes with them or crampons, they named it crampons, so I assume they had the big ones, probably, they wouldn't have made it down because the path was so on ice that they would have needed to sit down and then slither down, and we all know how dangerous that can be. Still going. Honestly, slightly exhausted. I think I have like another 30 minutes until I'm back at the car, and just give me a second to not fall in the water. I am already wet from this water bladder that opened, so I don't want to even have now wet feet, to be really honest. Yeah, it's getting dark slowly. The sun is setting at 5, yet you can see it a little bit, but that's completely fine. But yeah, as predicted, I would have started my descent at the critical point maybe 6, maybe 7 p.m. and by then it would have been simply too dark and too dangerous. So right now, happy that I'm soon back at the car, can set the seat warmer like on full power to dry my back, my ass and my bag, which is completely wet still. It was simply too cold that it could dry. And you know what you should try at your next hike that you have? When you descend, when you start to be tired and need some energy, honestly, try listening to the guitar sounds of Red Dead Redemption 2. Being in such an environment and listening to that sound, I don't know, man, but if you loved playing Red Dead Redemption 2 and you're a gamer, this combination of this nature and that sound just boosts my morale and my happiness even further. So crazy, and I love it. And there we go. I don't know how much you can see it on the camera, because I have the feeling when I watch the display that the camera is brightening up pretty much. But it's dark. It's getting dark quite fast. It's 5:15 right now, and the sun was setting at 5. This is 15 minutes later and you already can see it. And I mean, if you check this environment, I mean, here it looks like as if you can still see like super bright sunlight. Maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but on the display it looks like this, but it's not. This would have been something, but I'm enjoying this evening walk. It's absolutely magnificent. It's just out of this world. This is what I mean. Right now it's so dark, even though it doesn't look on the camera like that, but I wouldn't see where I put my steps on, and I wouldn't see absolutely nothing. And even with the torch, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's an amazing one, and there is a lot of light then, but yet it's just not safe. And just as a reference for all the people that do understand something from cameras, I'm on the 1/60th because I'm recording 30 frames per second, 3.5 because that's the lowest aperture I can do at the moment, and it's cranking up the ISO on 25,000. So yeah, it is dark over here. And this recording I'm doing just 10 minutes later before I showed you the other recording. So yeah, 10 minutes later and it's already significantly darker. I'm so happy that in 10 minutes more, or maybe 5, I will be at the car. And there finally is the car. I already put everything in it. I am exhausted. And yeah, you cannot see me. Nope, you cannot see me either. And finally, here we are in the car. That was quite a long one, and I had to put on the torch because it was simply too dark. Couldn't see anything anymore. And I just arrived now. Now imagine with like 2.5 hours plus. Yeah, that would have been a disaster. But in the end,
We made it to the Mattenalpsee, Mattenalp Lake. Only approximately 1,000 meter ascent. And I think, let me check, yeah, like 6.5, maybe 7 kilometers one way. That reminds me, I have to end my hike on my watch. Yeah, normally the whole thing would have taken approximately 1,500, 1,600 meters in elevation gain. But then again, if it's summer, no problem whatsoever. But the length is also a problem. It's over 20 kilometers and that's simply too long. Problem for me was I couldn't start this morning as early as I wanted. So in the end, I'm super happy that I made it back. I hope you liked it. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next one in 2 weeks. Bye bye.